I'm Geoff Fienberg for oddschecker.com, and it's U.S. Open week in the middle of September. There's no bad time for a U.S. Open. Ever. There's no bad time for major championship golf. As I said when I did my PGA championship previews, there's nothing I love more. It's weird, but I could call it my fetish. And then throw in the fact that it's going to happen on an NFL Sunday, I might just explode. At a historic, iconic American golf course, the West Course at Winged Foot, it will be an absolute test. This thing measuring nearly 7,500 yards, coming in at about 475, give or take, whatever they want to do each day. Rough, thicker than my hair, balls getting lost, no galleries to mat down any areas. Sometimes you get you get luckier if you're like 15 yards wide, because that's where the galleries are, and they kind of like beat down the grass as opposed to being like 5 yards wide. But now it's just bad. It's bad everywhere. You're in the rough, you're going to make a bogey. That's kind of what it feels like. And I'll eat up, absolutely, I'll drink the Kool-Aid as it pertains to Winged Foot's place in American golf and the hyperbole that I believe it's worthy of. I'll be watching major championship golf from Winged Foot with my grandkids. That's just how it's going to be. It's going to be in our lives forever, and we'll get it once a decade, 1.5 times, and we should enjoy it. And last time we were here, Jeff Ogilvy won at 5 over par. And people really close to the ground seem to think they wouldn't be surprised if we got something similar to that. So here we are. Every week, you'll write an article, you'll watch a video, you'll listen to a podcast. Guys will talk about ball striking. Not really going to talk about it this week. I think I wrote it once in my notes, so maybe it will come up. Driving accuracy, driving distance, accuracy distance combination, aka total driving, scrambling, putting. That's what's going to win here. Total driving and scrambling. I don't think there's really much of a debate about that. At least in my opinion, that's simply how I'm going to break this sucker down. Let's see. Top of the board. Dustin Johnson, best number when using that odds checker board. I'm seeing a 9-1. Jon Rahm, 10-1. Justin Thomas, 14-1. If you're making me pick from this, which I will not be betting from, but a lot of viewers like this part of the board, Jon Rahm. But that's an enormous ask. 10-1? First time major, like that's insane. Trouble reeks everywhere. I don't want to bet Dustin under 10-1. I don't really want to bet Justin. You can make the case for all of them, and if I have players doing well, I'll be hunting where these guys are because I'll fear them all week until they're literally DOA or miss a cut. Moving on, though, I have a bit of an opinion, and it starts with Xander Schauffele. And it's not because I'm betting Xander or I have anything bad really to say about Xander. He's an amazing golfer, a tremendous golfer that really doesn't have a weakness. So by no means am I looking to throw stones. And I bet him at the PGA, and I was fortunate enough to have an early number. But even at the 2022s, I was condoning it and kind of laughed when it got lower. It got silly low, and it's still silly low. Xander Schauffele at 16-1 being the next name on the board doesn't really make sense to me. Very consistent, very good golfer, will win lots. I don't doubt that. Has a nice U.S. Open track record, has a nice major track record. Xander Schauffele is not in this class. He is not going to be battling DJ Rahm, JT for rotating world number 1 in the next few years. It's just not going to work like that. And I'll go a step further as we finish this under 20-1, guys. It's ridiculous, in my opinion, absolutely ridiculous that he's shorter than Rory McIlroy. I don't care. I do not care. There are 19-1s on Rory McIlroy, and I really wanted to bet that. I really did. I think Rory can have a fantastic week, and I would certainly bet Rory over Xander. That's just my opinion. Xander's probably going to win now. Morikawa at 18. I don't know, is life that perfect? He's going to be on his way to a Foss Grand Slam because that's where he'll be if he wins this week, and we got to go to Augusta. I understand no British Open, and that's why I said Foss Grand Slam, but I don't know, he's young, he's amazing. That would just be unconscious. That being said, fairways, greens, and reg, he's almost the perfect player for this event, is Colin Morikawa. His consistency, his accuracy off the tee, his ability to just hit a green and make a couple 20-footers and two-putt the rest of the week. Not betting him. Not betting anyone under 20. If I had to pick Rory and Rahm, like of the super guys at the top, Rahm, further back under 20, I would lean Rory. Gonna skip all of them. That's just how it is. I'll now use this moment to big up my personal U.S. Open record, as I've hit 3 U.S. Open winners in the last 4 years. Dustin Oakmont, that squirrel found its nut. If you remember that Oakmont logo, I love it so much. It months out, Dustin. This is Dustin. And he did it. But he broke my heart at Chambers Bay. One of the worst moments in my golf punting life. My wife came home from a weekend away. I was just broken on the floor. She thought something horrible happened. No, just a golfer missed a 3-foot putt and took a chance of a one-day playoff, Spieth versus Dustin. Dustin would have waxed him. Just putting it out there. Doesn't matter, Spieth got the trophy. I'm still sad. Then Brooks won. I told his dad a month out he's going to win the U.S. Open. You're going to get a Father's Day gift. And he did it. And that was when Brooks was cool at 35-40 to 1. Not like this cocky guy now. Not even playing. Had to play Minnesota. Sorry. And then Woodland, an insane future bet, 125, 150 to 1. I'm wearing my Gary Woodland U.S. Open Sunday winning shirt from last year. Love Gary Woodland. Love him for life. Not betting him this week, though. Let's move on. Before we move on, we got to point out 7 of the last 10 U.S. Open winners were first-time major champions. And there's a theme of that in my card because I think it's pretty possible. And that might sound surprising at a first glance, but you break it down and that's where they are. A lot of first-time major championship winners coming from the U.S. Open. All right, you're still with me. Now it's time for the milk. Bryson DeChambeau. 28 to 1 at PointsBet, 28 to 1 at FanDuel, guys. As low as 20 to 1. So using the odds checker grid, that's a pretty big disparity. And we certainly, if we're betting Bryson, I am going to take advantage of those 28 to 1s. As if you're around for the PGA Championship with majors, I'm using odds checker literally all year long. All year long to look at these majors. If I got a feeling on a guy, I want to see how these books feel. And if you think we get a week in, week out discrepancy on odds, you should see the odds throughout the year when using the checking the majors that are always up on OddsChecker Golf, oddschecker.com golf pages. You can check any majors that are active in the books, and it's just a great tool. I want to see if this number is great, or if they have I want to see if one book's offering something and the other books have already adjusted. I got to know if I got to make a move. Anyway, I've had Bryson 28 to 1 for months. I thought I was sitting on some golden ticket. Did I be laughing at you suckers, having to bet him at 10 to 1 this week? Well, here we are. You can bet at 28 to 1. That's ridiculous. And any of this. FanDuel, give me a second. Where did I write it down? I already turned the page. I'm sorry, guys. Bryson. PointsBet or FanDuel. Sorry, it took me an extra second. You guys, can I sign a 15-year contract? You give me 28 to 1, I get Bryson for the next 15 years at U.S. Opens. 28 to 1. That's a joke. We talk about the super elite drift, the elite drift. Bryson at 28 to 1, an elite driver of the golf ball, an elite putter. I don't know, guys. Could he spray it? Sure, he might. But he can hit it long, and he can hit it straight. And if he's accurate, everyone's in big trouble. Everyone's in big trouble. If you could tell, I like Bryson this week. He doesn't, since he's bulked up and become big hulking Bryson. People have taken away his original attribute or his original joke of being an incredibly cerebral, scientific player. Well, this course is going to be all about strategy. And in this modern era of golf, outside of Tiger Woods, I don't think there's a player that I would trust more in a strategic event than Bryson DeChambeau. That's just how I feel. He's going to win a Masters too. I got a beautiful Masters future, but I'm going to protect it this week because I think he'll win the U.S. Open. And that number is ridiculous for a guy with his skill set and what we're seeing U.S. Opens, who's winning U.S. Opens. Long hitters, straight hitters. Yeah, everyone's going to have to scramble. Everyone's going to miss some fairways. 28-1. Thank you. Moving along. Let me know. You get back to me if you're watching at FanDuel or PointsBet. I'll pay up front. Make it 15 years. He's going to live to 100. At 28-1, I'm going to... Oh, my God. Please contact me. I want a 10-year contract. Bryson U.S. Open, 28-1 each year. Till 2030. That's the bet I have. Like, I'd give you a thumb for it. Moving along. I'll calm down. Sorry. Oh, I'll get through the rest of this faster, I promise. Sorry, I just love talking golf. That's it. That's all. Burger, 30-1. I love this bet. I've got an anti-post that's bigger, but I would get in on Burger at 30, and I'll get in with you at 30 to supplement my longer odd, because that's how much I believe in this bet, and that's how much I believe in Daniel Berger. That's available at Bet365. I don't think he has a weakness. I have him rated nearly equal to Morikawa and Schauffele. You might be telling me I'm an insane person. Well, that's just how I have it. So this is a no-brainer for me. Again, the guy seemingly is doing everything very well right now. Better than very well. Easy guy to back in this situation. Easy guy to trust if it gets to crunch time and he's in it. Sort of like another guy I'm going to bet. Might be my second favorite player potentially in this regard, who isn't like a top 5 player in the world when it comes to having no doubts about his ability to stare down if it's Dustin Johnson, if it's Justin Thomas, if it's Rory McIlroy. Having no qualms about having to deal with that if it comes down to that on Sunday. I have the utmost belief in Daniel Berger, and I'll be betting him at 30-1. Offered at Bet365, and that's just to supplement a bigger bet I have from the Wayback Machine. Moving along, say that again. Whoo-wee! Well, my boy, Tommy Fleetwood. 35-1 BetMGM. That sounds a lot better than the 28-1s over at Bet365. Those are the bets available now. I have 2 Fleetwood futures, one at 30 and one at 44. So I'm right in the middle, and I'll certainly condone this and would have no problem betting this number this week. This guy is a U.S. Open specialist. I'll go as far to say he's a major championship golf specialist. He loves to contend at hard courses. Winning's hard. Has he won in North America? No. But he has won some of the biggest events in Europe, and I have no doubts his American trophy case will be full at some point and will be pretty prestigious. This would be an excellent start. Again, sort of like Berger. I don't think he has a weakness. I think his scrambling even is still incredibly underrated, and this guy can just drop the putts when it happens like that. You're never surprised when he drops a 40-footer. You almost like expect a couple of them when he is running pure. And this course is supposed to be as insanely difficult as they're projecting. Who goes insanely low when everyone else seemingly is playing a different golf course? That's Tommy Fleetwood. I'm excited to back him this week. He shot that 63 at Shinnecock. Guy's a legend as far as I'm concerned. Next year I'll be doing this shirt in Tommy's Sunday winning U.S. Open shirt. I'll be doing this video. Yeah, I like that idea. Sounds about right. Complete player. The one thing I want to say about Ty, I have in my notes. We'd love for him to peak late and not early. So many times in these big events, he's like the first round leader, good little second round, 36-hole leader. Then we get Tommy Saturdays. would be great if we could just lollygag, hang around, straddle the leaderboard, but like top of the middle of the second page, and then go bonkers on the weekend when it's trophy time. Third, what do I say? I don't want Thursday warriors. We want Sunday heroes. Be a Sunday hero, Tommy. You have it in you. You are a major championship specialist. I'll continue to bet him major championships. And I think we're lucky to get this number because maybe he hasn't played the greatest of late. His irons have not been that strong, but he's a world-class iron player that showed tons of life in Portugal last week. You can giggle at that. But I like to see the part of the game that I've been concerned about, I guess, or the most concerned about, make extensive leaps heading into this event. Obviously, he has no quarantine. He's got a special pass because he's just going to come over and play like a bunch of them, and I'm excited for it. And like I said, next year, this video, I'll be wearing that shirt. I want to go quick now. Sorry, I've said that a couple times. This might be my favorite pick. Patrick Reed, 36-1 at FanDuel. Let's avoid the 28s. He's like Tommy Fleetwood with the American Trophy case in that, like, he loves the big events, he loves the hard events, but he's actually won them and brings win equity to the table. And if it's going to be a cluster expletive and it's going to be hard and his driving has been good, and his iron game has been outstanding lately. He would have been, I want to say, his iron game really came around at the Tour Championship. I'm excited about Patrick. He's such an imaginative scrambler, which will be so key this week. And if listening to things that Geoff Ogilvy said, he's really like distance scrambling is crucial, not just like greenside scrambling. Because when you come out of a bad spot off the tee, your drive was bad. You're not playing to the green. You're literally playing to that like 80, 100-yard range, and that's going to be key this week. Anyhow, I got no qualms about Patrick Reed this week. His ability to scramble, his ability to make those clutch putts, his ability to crave the moment. I love this bet. I love Patrick Reed so much. And after the year and how weird it's been for him, to him be the U.S. Open champion would just be so amazing. I would love it. I know a lot of people would hate it. I'd love it. I don't want to make sure I don't want to miss anything in my notes. You'd be surprised to know Patrick Reed is actually have an amazing U.S. Open track record. He's got about 3 great showings in the last 5 years at U.S. Opens. Maybe not surprising because things get tough, and Patrick's a dog, man. He's a dog with a bone, and we're going to catch it this time. Remember he broke the club over his knee at Pebble last year? Let's not have that. Let's not have a Thomas Peters moment. I got to wrap this sucker up. A lot of those guys, every single guy I mentioned, I have an anti-post future on. And I'm still going to go to the window with them this week at their current numbers. And I'm even going to re-up to be with you because that's how much I believe in them and still think those numbers are legit. The bet that I made today that isn't a future, and take this as a note because going into the PGA, I had about the same thing. 3 or 4, like 4 futures, maybe more. But I made an ad the week of. It was Colin Morikawa. Had to have him on my card. Couldn't not. Thank God I did. This week, it's Tyrell Hatton. As I've said before many times, poor man's Webb Simpson. The distance of the course scares the crap out of me, but I think this thing is going to play in a way that Hatton is so live. He is so live this week, guys. His game has just been so solid on every single level. He's accurate, and he brings more length than you would expect. He's an incredible scrambler, an incredible putter. To me, he's a total package player, the little guy. He's a little British bulldog. Exactly that sort of bite. You hope his temperament stays cool, but everyone will have bad moments, and he's been running so good this half year. I like to think that he's going to bring some of those blessed vibes into Winged Foot. He was 5th at the Tour Championship, like if we did the total strokes without the starting strokes. An incredibly strong showing in a field with the hardest, best golfers in the world. And if he wasn't horrid on the greens, at the PGA Championship, he probably would have had an exponentially better week, even though he didn't make the cut. Everything but the, I want to say the approaches and the putting completely abandoned him, things that don't normally happen with Hatton. He's shown up in WGCs before. I think he's ready for the big moment. Bay Hill's an incredible test at golf. It was hard and windy that day. And what was that winning score? 3-4 under? I mean, I'm not going to say some people expect it to be harder. But this guy rises to those occasions. And I think he's the perfect golfer for everything I'm hearing about Winged Foot. From the conditions to the weather. Give me this guy. Dog with a bone. That's Tyrell Hatton. I'm Geoff Fienberg. You check all the contests out on Odds Checker all week long. Like the video. Smash the like button. Subscribe so these drop right into your feed each week. And comment below. Tell me which picks you like. Tell me if you like my picks. Tell me who you think is going to win this week. And stay tuned for Odds Checker all week. We're going to have some great giveaways. I know at the PGA Championship, we're giving away some wicked cool shoes. We're going to do it again this week. Smash the like button. Comment, subscribe. Do me those favors. That'd be great. I'm Geoff Fienberg. Have an amazing U.S. Open week. I'll be back again with props later. Check the feed. I'm always here.